How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone has had a great day so far, as always. Just before we get into this evening's video, make sure you are smashing a like on it. It really does help get the video out there to more people. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. Hit the notification bell so that you're always aware of when I'm uploading and going live. And of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions into the comment section down below. I just thought I'd come on tonight and just as a bit of fun, as we are playing Chelsea tomorrow evening in the FA Cup 5th round, I thought I'd come on and do a combined 11 for Chelsea against Leeds as well. Now, obviously, I know that there are a few players that are doubts for Leeds United in this game, and that Chelsea will probably rotate heavily after their Carabao Cup final defeat to Liverpool on Sunday. But this combined 11 is just going to be players that have featured all season for both teams and who I kind of like, obviously. So this is not me saying that the certain Leeds players that I put in are better than what Chelsea have in those said positions. This is just me literally just going to do a straightforward 4-4-2. One side of the pitch Leeds and one side of the pitch Chelsea. So let's just get straight into it then. So in goal, I'm going to go with Illan Meslier, just because I'm not really that familiar with Chelsea's goalkeeping options. I know they've got Sanchez from Brighton, and they've got the other guy who played for them in the cup the other day. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. But I just thought I'd go with what I know in this scenario and just go with Illan Meslier. The right-hand side of the pitch, guys, is going to be Chelsea. So on the right side of the defense, I'm going to go with Gusto. I thought, from what I watched of him the other day in the Carabao Cup final and the Chelsea games that I have watched this season, he does look like a really promising right back going forward. He helps out with the assists as well and seems like he's really solid defensively and helps out whoever the Chelsea winger is on the right hand side on any given day. He will help them out. He will do the defending, of course, but he will also get involved in the attack. So we've gone with Gusto. At right back, on the right side of centre back, I am going to go with Thiago Silva. I just think the experience that he's got in world football is immense from his time at AC Milan, PSG, and of course now Chelsea. Is one of the oldest centre-backs in the league, but he's still good for his age, really good as well. Reads the game so well. Incredible defender and a legend of the modern game. So yeah, Thiago Silva is definitely my right-sided centre-back. At left centre-back then, it's time to get into Leeds United players now. I know Joe Rodon isn't on the left usually, but I am going with Joe Rodon in this case. Again, I think the Leicester game the other night was probably his worst game this season, which could be seen as a negative given that we're wanting to get to the Premier League and Leicester were playing like a decent Premier League team on Friday. But hopefully he can learn from that, adapt and move on. I felt like 99.9% of the games this season has been an absolute Rolls Royce, the Welsh brick wall, as I like to call him. Passionate, reads the game well, loves a tackle, can play out from the back as well. So that is why I am going with Joe Rodon. And at left back, I'll go with Junior Firpo. Again, not the greatest of games from him against Leicester, but since the turn of the year, he's come into some really good form. I don't think he'll probably be playing tomorrow. I would probably go with Byram, given the options that are available. But if we're talking the season as a whole, I would go with Junior Firpo as my left back. On right midfield, then, we're back with Chelsea. So right midfield, I'm going with Cole Palmer. I think Cole Palmer, should Man City have let Cole Palmer go? Probably not. I would have kept him if I was Pep and maybe introduced him a little bit more into their first team fold, allowing him to leave and join Chelsea, has really strengthened Chelsea this season. I know they've still not had a good season by their own standards, but Cole Palmer is putting up some good numbers for them, goals, assists, his all-round play, the way he takes players on, is so comfortable cutting inside on that left foot. And yeah, is a player that I do really like in all fairness, and hopefully can be introduced into the England fold at some point and get more regular minutes with England, because I feel like he could be a bright player for the future. At right centre mid, then we'll go with Enzo Fernandez. Obviously, it was a toss up between him and Moises Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez, a World Cup winner with Argentina. Very, very good player, actually. I feel like the fact that he ended up choosing Chelsea was a bit of a mad one, really. Obviously, there was speculation recently about him wanting to leave Chelsea, given their awful season by their standards. But he's obviously come out since and said that that was a lot of nonsense, and that he's happy at Chelsea and that he sees the project and wants to be a part of it. And I'm sure it is a project with Chelsea at the minute, but you know the coaches these days just don't get enough time, and it's been reported that Pochettino is on the ropes, and should we knock them out of the cup tomorrow night, it could be his job done, which would be hilarious if Leeds United are the team that ultimately ends up getting Mauricio Pochettino sacked. But yeah, as for Enzo Fernandez, though, really top level midfielder, and it was always going to be him out of him and Caicedo to put in this combined 11. Left centre mid, then we are going with Ethan Ampadu. Obviously, formerly of Chelsea, we bought him off Chelsea for 7 million. Has been arguably one of the best signings that we've made this season. The fact that he's been able to drop into centre back recently and do an adequate job. And if not, some people may say he's performing better at centre back. I'm not too sure about that. I think he's done really well in both positions. But I'm really liking Ethan Ampadu, and he has really turned out to be a solid player. At left mid, then we have gone with Crysencio Somerville. Again, was always going to be Somerville. I feel like the last few games he hasn't been great. I feel like the Leicester game, they just managed to double up on him and just keep him quiet. I don't think he actually had a bad game, but the Plymouth game prior to that and the few performances prior to that, he's not been quite at the level that we saw a few weeks ago, or maybe a month or two ago. But, the numbers speak for themselves. What is it? 15 goals, 9 assists. The guy's an absolute machine this season, and yeah, it was always going to be him on the left side of the midfield for Leeds United. And obviously, we've got two strikers up front. So the Chelsea striker will be Nicholas Jackson. Again, a player who a bit up and down with form. He'll have phases where he's really good, where he's scoring goals for fun, maybe against the teams that you would expect him to score against. But in the big games, yeah, he has scored the odd goal against like Spurs and teams like that in big games. But I feel like he hasn't performed as well in the big games from what I've seen anyway this season and from what I've heard and things on social media. But again, he's probably the most efficient striker that Chelsea have got at the minute, which is why I put him in this 11. And then the other one is Patrick Bamford for me. Now, I know people are going to say, how have you left Jorginho Rutter out? The reason why I've left him out is because he's not really a number 9, he's more of a number 10. And I thought to make it easier for myself, I just did a 4-4-2 with this 11. So I'll go with Patrick Bamford. The obvious reasons, how he occupies the centre backs, the runs that he makes in behind is a lot better to what a Yoel Perot can offer, for example. And, since Bamford's come back into the fold since New Year's Day, the guy's been unreal, scoring goals, getting involved, fit. Well, more fit than what he was, and his confidence seems to be on the up, which is very good to see. And out of the two coaches, who would I rather have at the minute? That is a stupid question to ask me. It is, of course, Mr. Daniel Farke. Like I said, Pochettino is on the ropes, and if we can knock them out, it could see him being sacked, which would be very, very funny. I can't lie to you. So then, guys, like I said, this was just a bit of fun for me to do for you this evening. In terms of a Chelsea and Leeds United combined 11. The big game at Stamford Bridge tomorrow night is nearly upon us. Very excited for it to see how Leeds United get on. I didn't give a score prediction on my match preview last night, which I do apologise for, guys. I do think we're going to lose the game. I can't lie to you. I have to be honest. I think Chelsea's individual quality will definitely show in the end in this game, and I do think we will lose the game 3-1. I think we'll get on the score sheet, but unfortunately, I do think we will be knocked out of the FA Cup, which is fine. And, we can then focus on getting automatic promotion. So, yeah, that is all for this evening's upload, guys. Really hope that you've all enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you're smashing that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. Hit the notification bell and, of course, get all your thoughts and opinions into the comment section down below. And I will see you in a bit. Cheers.